Howdy YouTube. Today working on this thing. This is a 2019 F350 with the 6.7 Powerstroke. We're going to be putting high idle on it. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to hook it up. I have upfitter switches, so I'm going to hook it up to my number 3 upfitter switch, because number 1 is my back work lights, number 2 is going to be interior accent lights whenever I get to that, so number 3 will be high idle. Now, on my truck, they're on the driver's side, behind the battery. There's the battery, one of the coolant reservoirs, there's the brake booster and brake reservoir, and here is the relay box for your upfitter switches. So if you reach down in there, I already have mine untaped, so you might have to remove this a little bit. There's a couple clips, and get in there with a little razor blade and ever so gingerly cut the tape, but mine's already been removed because I have stuff hooked up. So just reach in there, fish out a bundle of wires. And as you can see, it'll be down there taped to the harness. So they have your blunt cut wires right there. Wires with little shrink wrap ends onto it so they don't get corroded. So you want to find your gray and orange wire. That's the one I have hooked up. That's for my number 6 switch, which is a roof mounted strobe light. And there's a tag with what every wire is for. So I want relay output 3 for switch 3, which is BU/GN blue-green. So here's my other one I have hooked up, which is a green-orange for my work lights. But we want blue-green, which is this wire right here. And shove that up and push the other ones back out of the way. And leave that there. So I want to connect that because you have to go into the cab for the wiring for the switches. So my pass-through wires on the firewall are on the passenger side. So to run the wires over there, you got to run a wire. I ran a wire right there. That's for my roof strobe. Across the cowl cover, there's this. I just drilled some holes in the plastic and zip tied it. So we'll cut those zip ties, run a wire across, and re-zip tie it back out of the way. So we'll do that now. Okay. As you can see there, the yellow butt connectors tied into that blue-green wire. Zip tied up along the cowl. Tied into one of the pass-through wires right there. Sorry, flashlight's in the way, but gotta use a flashlight because it's dark and it's raining, so you know how that goes. Usually that's how it ends up for me anyway, so alright, move on to the inside. Okay. Now the wiring you need to access is behind your passenger's kick panel. So remove the cover for your fuses. Just grab the little finger hole there and It opens up like such. Remove your sill plate. Remove your sill plate. I just pull one up on it. It pops out. Remove the kick panel. The light. Make sure the light doesn't fall over. There we go. Pull your weather stripping up. Pop your bottom one. That clip's missing. So if you pop your bottom one, give a little tug on the side. Pop that. Grab your finger, your hand right near where the glove box line is. Give it a little tug. That'll pop that clip. Grab the bottom of the kick panel, pull up, turn to the right, and pull out. That lets you get that little, get it out without breaking that little dowel. And so for the pass-through wire, pass-through wires are tucked up in the corner, right in front of that blue thing. You see there's block cut wires with shrink wrap on them. Those are your pass-through wires. I gotta find my door panel tool. Plastic pry bars. Remove the felt tray underneath the glove compartment. There's two little plastic rivets. It just pulls out. You can get in there a little easier. So I'll do that. I have to tap into the wire I ran it through, and I'll have to tap that into one of these wires, which will be the last thing I do. But you can use a relay, not a relay. You can use a resistor if you want to, or a potentiometer. I'm using a 50K potentiometer. That way I can adjust the RPM instead of just having it fixed with a resistor. So, one thing nice, that they should have put the pass-through wires into this, but they didn't. This bundle of wires here, there's a clip. As you can see, I think you're fogging up. But I'll just press the little tab and pull. You can take your wires into a workbench. It gets a hell of a lot easier to work on. So let's get to it. Okay. Sorry for the mess on the workbench, and also sorry for the lighting. Light's burnt out, so we're using a flashlight. So, first things first, you got your harness. There's this tape around it holding the wires together. Right there. It says it's inspected. We're going to cut that off so we can get to these easier and more loose. Okay. So like on the other harness, there's a tag that lets you know which wires are which. You're going to need 3 wires for the potentiometer. That's what we'll wire up here on the bench, and 1 wire for hooking to the switch. There's 2 there, and I'll get to that in a reason why in a minute. So you have a green wire. That is your PTO RPM. You have a gray with a violet. Where's that one? Gray violet is your diesel PTO return. And you have a white brown, which is your diesel PTO reference. So when you're talking about wires, there's 2 colors, white, brown. White is the main color, brown is the stripe color. You can see there in the picture, maybe. You can see the stripe. But, yeah, and then hooking to the switch, you need a yellow-green. which there are two of. One is your PTO1, and the other is your gas PTO reference. So, apparently one is hot and one is not. So, now that this being on a diesel truck, neither may be. So, we're just going to have to play around with those ones until we figure it out. So, that'll be fun. But what we're going to do is hook these wires, these three wires, the green, the gray-purple, gray-violet, and the white-brown, up to our potentiometer. This is a 50K potentiometer, 3 wires, has this little connector on the end of it we're going to cut off and butt connector those wires together. So let's get to it. Okay, so with the prongs of the potentiometer pointing up, mine is pre-wired, so it's got yellow from on the right, black in the middle, red on the left. So if you don't have those, you can just connect the wires directly to this. Make sure to shrink wrap them. So on the right, where my yellow wire is, goes your gray with the brown stripe. In the center, where my black wire is, goes your green wire. My stupid phone. And on the right goes your white with the gray. So again, left is your white gray, middle your green, right is your gray violet. So I got those crimped on. Not going to heat shrink them until I test it. And I've got these two yellow greens. We're going to figure out what to do with those. So yeah. Okay, real quick. So all I did was take a little test lead, attach it to my hot wire under the dash, and then I cut one of the yellow greens and attached it. It didn't work. Connected the other one, it worked. So both of these read negative with the vehicle running, plugged in, so we were good there. And well, they didn't read negative, they didn't read anything, 0 volts. So yeah, so I just gotta attach that wire, plug her in, and I'll show you. All the panels back in, which is the opposite of how I took them out. Tuck the wires in place, but it's all hooked up, and I will show you that right now. You have to make sure your parking brake is on. You don't have to depress it all the way, just enough for the computer to realize that it's on. And then flip your switch. I didn't plug my scan tool in. I'd say that's probably 1100-ish. I can go a touch more, maybe, but it's always adjustable. But I like it right there. Potentiometer for your high idle. I'll leave a link in the description for where I got this on Amazon. That's an affiliate link, so if you order something, I probably make a few cents off of it. It doesn't cost you anything extra, so yeah. Hope this helped you guys, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more. You can follow me on social media, K30Crazy, on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, until next time, stay crazy. Have a good one.